Capital City Speedway in Ashton, Ontario, just west of Ottawa, is the place to be.
4 monster trucks from Brunswick and Hagerstown, Maryland, make their way to the capital to battle it out for ultimate bragging rights.
It's gonna be fast, it's gonna be loud, and it's gonna be fun.
It's Monster Madness, and it's right here on Rogers TV.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Rogers Sports Exclusive. I'm Elizabeth Zogalis alongside Kevin Tencarre. Monster trucks are just about to make their way onto the infield. If you look behind me, you'll see some mid-sized cars that are about to be compact in just a few moments.
That's right, Liz. It's going to be a great show both for our viewers and the fans here at Capital City Speedway. Monster Truck has come to Ottawa on a number of occasions, but usually inside the Canadian Tire Centre or other indoor venues, which are usually designed for hockey. Now, the problem with the rink design for hockey is that it's a lot narrower and shorter than it is in usual competitions like on the Monster Jam circuit, which is typically done in NCAA football stadiums or in Canada here at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal or the Rogers Centre in Toronto. So one problem with indoor stadiums is that usually, and especially in the race competition, once a monster truck does its first jump, it essentially has to slam on the brakes to avoid ending up in the crowd and the boards as well. But here at Capital City Speedway, it's a wide open field, so it's going to be a lot more room for the monster trucks to move around and put on a great show, especially in the freestyle event.
Coming up today, there are 4 separate events, a motorcycle aerial show, and then with the monster trucks, there's going to be a race competition, a wheelie competition, and a fan freestyle event.
Now, Liz, you mentioned the word fan being the key word today. Unlike other monster truck competitions, where there usually is a panel of judges who will decide the winner in the freestyle and the wheelie competitions, but today it'll all be decided based on fan applause.
When we come back from the break, we'll have our first event. You're watching Monster Madness on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Capital City Speedway. We are set to begin our first event, the wheelie competition. Let's turn things over now to track announcer Brian Motormouth Googe.
Here comes one of my all-time favorites, Jimmy Tracy, behind the wheel of higher education. Great day for monster trucks and the Sleeman Beer Garden, if you're so inclined. And higher education takes a look at those cars. He tests the kill switch just to make sure everything's cool. And now he approaches the cars. He says, I'm ready to set it up. Oh, yeah, right across. How about it? Jimmy Tracy, the 2011 Rookie of the Year, 2014 Mechanic of the Year. He said, I'm not wasting any time. Oh, dear. Didn't quite hit it. He got the first one. Higher education jump number 1. I think that's the jump. And he'll take it out on the far side.
Welcome back to Rogers Sports Exclusive. I'm joined by Todd Gow. He's the president of Capital City Speedway. Todd, this is obviously a monster truck rally going on right now in the background, but there are so many other events that take place here on a weekly, regular basis. Can you tell us about some of those?
Sure. On Wednesday nights we do stock car racing. Normally we have 6 classes of different cars. Thursday nights we do drifting, and you can hear the drifters screaming out on the track now. Friday nights we do drag racing. And then on selected Saturdays, we do a stock car show, we do a drag event, where we do a drift event. SummerSlam is our next Saturday show in September. We have 2 drag events. August 23rd, we have the Ontario Nostalgia Drag Racing Series coming in. So it's a great opportunity to see some real old school drag racing cars here as well. We're just fun for the whole family at Capital City Speedway.
Well, you said it's for the whole family. How can somebody get involved with something like this? You know, there's that guy out there who has this need for speed. He wants to take his car out, he wants to speed on the highway, but obviously he can't. Is there a way that he can come here and maybe take his car or his go-kart or his drag racing car out here?
Yeah, on Thursday nights, it's a drifting night. It's also an open track night. So if you want to come in and pay the fee, you can take your car on the track and have some fun. Friday nights, it's an open track as well. You can bring your street car and come and drag race.
And what about kids? How would they get involved in something like this? Do you have any kind of program for youngsters?
Normally our entry-level class is a 4 for Fun stock car class. So for stock car racing, you kind of got to be about 14 or 15 before you get in. Drag racing, we have the junior dragsters. If you take a look at the junior, this is my daughter's junior dragster. She started drag racing when she was 9 years old. So that's kind of the start for drag racing for kids.
Now, you said it's your daughter.
Yes.
And she's 9 years old.
She's 9 years old, and she's 11 now. She got into it when she was 9. She's 11 now, and already the car's too slow for her.
Well, how many females or how many girls do you usually see in an event like this? I mean, I don't want, a girl wanted to come here. Maybe she's going to get a little bit intimidated. Is it mostly a boy thing?
No, we have women drag racers. We have women stock car drivers. Some of our better stock car drivers are actually women. It's available to anybody, and if you have a passion for it, you just need to get a car and come on out and have some fun.
Well, thank you so much, Todd.
You're welcome.
Like Todd had just mentioned, this is not just a sport for boys, it's for girls as well. Sarah, how old are you again?
I'm 17.
She's 17. This is a prime example of the fact that it's not just for boys. Sarah, there's a little bit of a story behind how you got into racing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
My dad was racing for about as long as I can remember, and since I was born, I've been going to racetracks. He raced at Cornwall. Here, he traveled up to Peterborough, Brockville, and after a while, he decided, I'm going to go into go-karts. We went into go-karts, and after that, kind of took a break. We were talking about building a 4 for Fun car for me, but sadly, he passed away in a car accident in 2012, and after that, Al Dickey approached me with a neon and said, I'm going to build you a 4 for Fun car to start out, and that was 2 years ago, and now I'm racing another neon, and I'm second in points, and I'm doing it all in my dad's memory.
Now, can you tell us what exactly a 4 for Fun car is? Because, people at home know about drag cars or endurance cars. What's the difference between all these different racing cars that you've been talking about?
The difference between a lot of with 4 for Funs is it's basically a car that's completely stock, which basically it's almost like you could be on the road, but that we have a 5 to 6 point cage, a 5-point harness. With enduro cars, there might not be as many rules. With other higher cars, we might be able to camber tires, change the setup a bit, but for 4 for Fun, it's just completely stock, almost off the road with a few minor details changed from a road car.
Now, you're talking about all these different types of cars. Out of all of them, which one is your favorite one?
To drive, I have to say it's an enduro because it's just, you get so much adrenaline and you can just drive the car so hard. You might get a few bumps and scrapes, but it really shows like how good of a driver you are, and it can also help in other different types of racing because it helps with the people around you, making sure that you can get around the track safely, but as well as try to have so much fun. And doing an enduro was probably my favorite thing of all.
It's such a stereotype that boys are the ones that like speed. What do you tell all the boys when they think that, oh, girls can't drive?
I tell them come to the racetrack and watch because there's more than just me here that's a female driver. And I tell them look at NASCAR, there's female drivers there too. And honestly, it has nothing to do with what gender you are. It has to do with your mindset and how you drive that car.
Do you have a favorite female driver that you look up to?
Oh, I love Danica Patrick.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and best of luck to you. You are amazing.
All right, and there you have it, Overkill Evolution, the winner of today's freestyle event. And I'm joined now by a freestyle motorcyclist, David Wozni. Now, David, you put on a great show for us today,
Thank you.
But it nearly didn't happen. What happened this morning in your practice?
I showed up this morning, you know, never seen this setup before, never hit it. I thought I'd put it at a decent gap, and I just overbombed it, you know, landed completely flat, missed the landing, and I compressed one of my vertebrae in my back, and it just really sore, really sore.
How are you feeling now?
It's hard to walk, hard to move around. It's tight, it's real tight. Got the ice on her, but still made the show happen.
Now, doing this kind of motorcycling involving huge jumps and everything, it likely hasn't been without a whole lot of bumps and bruises. What are some of the injuries you sustained in learning how to do this?
Not too many I got on my belt. Try to play it safe. Don't go above my ability. But I gotta say, the one time I missed the foot peg coming back from a heart attack and split my tibia. I got a compound fracture on the tibia, and that's about the worst I've ever done.
What, by heart attack, how do you mean? Obviously not a real heart attack.
No, well, heart attack is where you put your one hand here, your other one on the bars, and your feet are straight up in the air.
What does your parents or your family say about you doing all this stuff?
Love it. They supported 100%. They're the ones who got me into it. Yeah.
So what's on the horizons for you in terms of competition? Are you got nationals or going for provincials?
No, just gonna play it safe, you know. I just love to ride. I'm never gonna take it competitively in the freestyle industry, but just love to ride.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck in the rest of your racing career.
Thank you very much.
A reminder that Capital City Speedway has events each and every week during the race season. On Wednesday nights at 7:15, you can check out some stock car racing featuring late models, thunder cars, mini stocks, legends, and 4-for-fun cars. Thursday nights feature the squealing tires of drifting, as well as an open track for those with a need for speed. Then on Friday, you can begin your weekend watching some drag racing, and you can participate yourself in another open track event. All those events begin at 7 p.m. And be sure to mark 2 more events on your calendars. Saturday, September 13th, it's SummerSlam, featuring a Quebec Vintage Stock Car Series, as well as a Demolition Derby. Then on Saturday, September 27th, it's Fall Fest, which begins with a 200-lap enduro race, followed by a chain race, where 2 cars will be chained together while racing around the track. For more information on these and other events, visit capitalcityspeedway.ca. And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Kevin Tencarre. On behalf of Elizabeth Zogalis and our entire Rogers TV crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.